Hello, loves. You keep showing up for everyone else, but when do you show up for you? This message, and I have chills as I'm saying it, is going to be one of those because this is one of those subjects that we don't talk about very often, but we need to start talking about a whole lot more because this becomes the basis of a lot of things that we do in life. This becomes the reason for why, who we are, what we do, what we ask for, what we accept, what we don't do, like all those things. But the question still is, you will show up for everybody else. But when do you show up for yourself? This is your time when this message finds you to stop abandoning yourself. Stop putting yourself on the back burner. Stop acting like you're not important. Stop teaching others to treat you like you're second fiddle or you're the last option or like you're not worthy. Mm-mm, mm-mm. When this message receives you, and oh my goodness, I am still getting goosebumps. When this message receives you, when this message comes to you, this is your time to show up for yourself, to make yourself important, to teach others how important you are, what your worth is, and to make life valuable for you, for yourself. Don't rely on other people to do it because if you haven't taught them and shown them that you're worthy of it, they're not going to give it to you any more than what most people, they're not going to give it to you any more than what you allow them to do. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second because it's so interesting because earlier today, this thought came to my mind about how the majority of us, I can't say all of us, every single person, but there's a lot of people out here that deal with abandonment issues. And it hit me today that there's two ways, at least that I know of, there's two ways that you can handle in your life how you act and react to life when you've been abandoned. And I know this because I know how in my life I've acted and reacted to abandonment in my life and how who I am and what I do is because of that. And I know someone else who has had a huge series of abandonment and now how they act and react to things in life. And it's two separate ways. It's almost the opposite. It's almost the opposite ways. But I'm talking about right now, if you are the person who, because you've been abandoned, and abandonment can come. We can talk about this. If you need me to talk more about this, leave a comment below. Please talk about this more. I need help with this area in my life, and I will gladly do more videos about this because this is something that's huge in our life. It's huge for who we are and how we stand up and how we achieve things and don't achieve things and why we don't achieve things. It's because we have this abandonment issue. But either way, um I'm talking to those people who, at some point in your life, someone wasn't there for you, didn't show up for you, they didn't support you, they didn't do for you for what you needed. And a lot of times, there's this will go back to um, inner child healings that need to happen, inner child disconnections that have happened, and it can start with an inner young child. It can start by a kid, a toddler, a young adult. It can happen in your adult life. But wherever you are, something, somewhere, someone, somewhere did not show up for you, disappeared from you, detached from you, or something in some kind of way, and it made you feel a certain way. And so, one way that you can handle this, there's another different way, and I could talk about that in another video. But one way you can handle this is you will overcompensate for other people because it wasn't given to you. So you're scared of other people leaving you and abandoning you. So you go overboard to give them what they need and what they have and show up for them. And you put yourself on the back. You say, I can do me later. I can do my thing later. You run, take people to do errands, to work, you do things for them. You cook, you clean, you do all these things for people and won't sit down and take care of yourself because you're like, I got to make sure they're taken care of first. I got to make sure they know that I'm here for them. I have to make sure that they know that I am giving them the support that they need because unspeakingly you have a void in yourself that you are trying to fulfill outwardly through you for them. But you have to step back from that a little bit. Excuse me. I'm not saying be selfish. I'm not saying start being rude and ignorant and all this kind of stuff and just push people off and now you got to handle yourself because I'm gonna handle me. You don't have to turn into the opposite of that. There is a balanced way of living that because the opposite of what I'm talking about is the opposite way is you approach life, Wilson, and subconsciously your actions are handled subconsciously. It's sort of intentional because you put up the guard of nobody's going to abandon me anymore, nobody's going to disrespect me anymore, nobody. So you make sure you take care of you first and bump everybody else, and not necessarily really bump, but y'all can take care of y'allself because I'm gonna take care of myself, and y'all go do that, and y'all go be that's the opposite way of handling your an abandonment issue. Is people if people weren't there for you for all or most of your life and you've had to fend for yourself, then you'll keep that attitude. Well, you know what? Then we gonna keep on this business. Y'all go over there. If you need something, go get it. I can tell you how to get it, whatever. But I'm not here to support you. I'm not here for you to rely on me. I don't want you to rely on me. I had to rely on myself all my life, so I don't want you to rely on me because I'm doing me, and you go do you. Rely on yourself, like where I had to rely on myself, like all this, like, and that's another. And but that's to me, those both are two extremes, and there is a balance in that. There is a balance there. I promise you there's a balance. And that balance does not make you have to be a person that you're being used and abused, or you don't have to be selfish and not care about anybody. Like you can come to the middle. And I'm giving you this video for those of you who are abandoning yourself, not taking care of yourself, to step back. There's nothing wrong with caring about people, taking care of people, assisting people, supporting people, all that kind of stuff. But make sure that you give to yourself. And you don't have to only give to yourself and only to them. Balance that thing out. If you are in need of getting something and doing and having something done, get it done. If there's somebody else that needs your help and whatever, say, I can do it when. I can do it if. I can help you when. Don't give out of your last or your weakness or whatever to the point of detriment to yourself. Get enough sleep. Eat enough food. If you have goals, go work on them goals. Like, and this used to be me. So this is how I understand it, because this used to be me. And one day it hit me, but I kept doing it. Then it kept hitting me again. I was like, wait a minute. Let me figure this thing out, because I would have, and I mean even up to recently, I have goals and dreams of different businesses that I've worked on and am working on. But if somebody will call me and say, I need this, excuse me, or do that, a whole bunch of yarn, and that means me and or somebody else has got to release a whole bunch of stuff from here. This is a whole bunch of stuff got to be let go. I would be like, you know what? I'll do mine later. I'll do my stuff later. I'll work on my stuff later. To the point where days, weeks, months would go when I'm not working on my stuff because I'm always out helping somebody else. And I never saw a problem with that until I was like, wait a minute. Why am I not achieving these things? Why am I not successful? Why am I not doing this stuff? And I had to be like, no. Like, I understand you need me, but hold on. Okay, I have something to do, but when I'm finished, I can come help you. When I'm finished, I can do that. And if I'm doing that, okay, and if you're taking long or don't care, like, wait, now we got to stop. Let's stop for today. Let's stop for right now. I can come back later another time, or I can give you this information. I can't do it, but I can give you this information. I can point you in the direction of something. And if you need help, call me. If you need help, text me or whatever. But don't give your all and everything to people and not give it to yourself. This is your time to claim back your love for yourself in the way of showing up for yourself. Again, you can have it balanced. You don't have to be extreme of not taking care of yourself all and everybody else, or the extreme of I take care of nobody else because I got me and y'all figure it out like I'm figuring it out. Find the balance. There is a balance. Find it. It's something that you have to work on or work towards, but it's possible. I have this saying, and I'm sure a lot of people have this saying, and you may have heard it before. Difficult does not mean impossible. Excuse me, there's a lot to release here. Oh my goodness, there's a lot to release here. Because this is something that has caused us to act a certain way that's not good and beneficial to us. It's not loving ourselves. When people tell you when you hear people say love yourself, this is one of those things they mean. Loving yourself means making sure you're taken care of. Not to the detriment of anybody else, not to the lack of yourself, not to the anything of yourself. Take care of yourself. Show up for yourself. All right? I feel like that's all I can say for right now. If there's more, I'll say it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this, please put it below. If you like this kind of content and like this channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video. But like I said, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down below. Let me know what you think. So, my question is, where for you have you been abandoning yourself? Have you been aware of that? If you have, where do you see yourself abandoning yourself the most? What is it that you do to abandon yourself? What can you do to stop abandoning yourself? Like, please answer that question below. I would really love to know and hear what you're doing about that. Let's work on that together. Let's get you to the point where you can love yourself, all right? And you give yourself the love that you would give anybody else. Do this for yourself, all right? This message for you. If you need anything else, let me know. If you need help, I do coaching. I do counseling. I am certified. So if you need me, let me know. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night, love.